Hey guys, it's Fat Basement Dweller back for another episode of Feed the Beast Magic World 2, and today we're finally going to get back to doing some witchery. And so we've already made the witch's oven, we've made some clay jars, so the next step we need to do is make this stuff called mutandus or mutandus, however you want to say it, because this is the stuff we're going to need to create a lot of the other things we need in this mod. And this is a point of confusion, I think, on the part of some new people coming to this mod, because they're looking around for some stuff and they say they can't find it anywhere. And this is why you can't find a lot of this stuff in the world. You have to actually make it by using this stuff on other items. So how do we get this stuff? Now here's the recipe for it. Most, egg, cactus, bone meal, pretty easy, right? But this wood ash, this hint of rebirth, and this mandrake root, they're actually witchery items that we need to come up with. And this we actually get the same way, so we're going to throw spruce saplings into our witch's oven. And we'll get wood ash for every sapling, but there's only a chance of getting this stuff. So I've been doing quite a bit of work off camera, and I've got about 14 saplings here, and I have some more trees growing over that way yonder. So let's go ahead and throw these in here, and I'll show you what I've been up to off camera while we wait for those. A lot of mundane stuff, getting some animal farms going, because I'm definitely going to need a lot more leather for what I want to do here in the near future. And I set this chicken farm up because I can only find one chicken, and as a fat basement dweller, I'm too lazy. I don't want to spend all this amount of time looking for more chickens and then have to lead them all the way back here. So I set up some hoppers here, and this is actually something I wanted to show you guys, because we don't have any tech in this mod. So we don't have item ducts from thermal expansion, we don't have buildcraft pipes or any of that stuff. But what we do have are these things called hopper ducts from, you guessed it, the hopper duct mods. And they work like pipes. You connect them to hoppers, and you gotta, it takes a little bit of getting used to it first. You gotta use a stick like a wrench to turn them the right way. But once you do, they'll flow like pipes and then actually flow upwards as well. And I got these stuff that falls out of these chickens, or when I kill them, going in here. So I got plenty of eggs now to make more chickens with. I could probably take this stuff away now, but these things are easy to make. Just some iron and some wood, and you get 4 out of them. And don't know if I showed you guys this yet or not, but I've been creating a dye tree farm over here of the various colors, so we won't be needing to look for bones, for bone meal, for white dye. This was from the armor that we needed to make. Some blue dye, we won't need any more lapis. And this is what we're really going to need, right? Black dye for ink sacs. And these still seem to be dropping ink sacs from some of these trees. This might be from an old tree, because some of these are dropping actual black dye now from black tree dye. Because which reminds me, there is an update to the mod pack available. It's not the recommended version yet, but it is version 1.01. So if you want to update that, you have to select it from the launcher, the drop down. I would back up my world 100% before doing this, and if we have time I'll show you why. Because my world's gotten a little bit messed up. Not to make it unplayable, but I'll try and show you near the end of this video. And I've gone ahead and upgraded my light nexus caps from glass to gold blocks. I've been doing a ton of mining off camera. And I went and I found some cactus, because I just showed you we're going to need that. And if you guys happen to be playing the seed, there's a desert over here. So you can find plenty of cactus over here if you need it. And I've showed the seed before, but in case you missed it, here's the seed for this world. Right? And I started a wheat farm back here, and this is my... Oh, didn't want to fall into there, but at least we didn't stomp our plants. This is my witchery garden, and I got mandrake, water artichoke, and belladonna growing here. The water artichoke seeds you actually plant right on water, and we're going to need that in a minute. Wait till you see that stuff if you haven't already. Let's go check out what's going on in here. How many of these things we got? Hopefully, well, we got 2 out of 8 saplings, which isn't the greatest ratio, but it's better than nothing. And go ahead and borrow a little bit of coal out of our furnace, which we don't really need anymore between this and this thing. And I wanted to mention, this thing just doesn't work for ores. Anything you put in here that you can cook in a regular furnace, it will double. So I was putting the cactus I found in here and doubling that. So you put chicken in here, this will turn into 2 cooked chicken, sometimes 3 once in a while. So just wanted to mention that. And I actually had worn this diamond pick almost all the way down to broken, and I've had this thing in here repairing for quite a while. And I mentioned these things last time. I went ahead and made a few of them to speed this thing up, and they're pretty easy to make. They're called charge focus, and here's the recipe. Standard focus, which is a lesser focus, which is just glass surrounded by gold nuggets. And the charge focus speed the things up. You can also use mana focus or foci in them, which these will actually decrease the amount of power the machines require. But right now I got 3 charge foci in there to speed things up. Alright, so this should be enough to get us started, hopefully. Now let's go over to our crafting table and back to our mutandis here. And okay, we need to harvest some of our mandrake. That's the last ingredient we don't have. And did I pick up any eggs while I was out there? No. Now let's do that. 16, more than enough. I guess I should leave those hoppers there for a while. I may need more of those eggs in the future for some of these recipes. Now, some of you may already know what's going to happen here, but brace yourselves. Now, this thing doesn't seem to hurt you, but some of you may be like, oh my god, I can't deal with this thing. And yeah, it's kind of nuts. And until you kill this thing, it's going to keep giving you nausea, and the screams are kind of annoying. Wow. Yeah. So, I don't know if there's a way to around dealing with that, if there's like any kind of protection you can get, one of the puppets or whatever from this mod. Hopefully we'll have to look into that, but yeah, that gets old really fast, quite honestly. Alright, so let's make our first batch of this stuff. And what am I missing? Bone meal. Now, this stuff is used for quite a few things, but what we're interested in is acquiring items we can't get really any other way, as I mentioned. And let's take this stuff outside. We're probably going to need more than 8 to get what we want. Now, if you right-click while on some kind of a plant, like this mushroom here, it's going to change it into a different item. Now there's one of the witchery saplings, a hawthorn sapling. That's not the one I'm looking for, but we're going to want to keep that around just in case. This also works on grass. There's a jungle sapling from Minecraft. I don't have any of those. I should probably keep that. Ember moss from Witchery. I don't think this stuff is actually useful for anything. Birch sapling, got plenty of those. Ferns we don't need. See, now I went ahead and used up all 8 of those and really only got one of the things I was looking for. So I'm going to sleep through the night so we don't end up with any creepers out here. And we're going to have to make up at least another batch of this, maybe 2 or 3 of them. Alright, so I made up another few batches of this. I figured I'd spare you guys picking more mandrake and such things. And here we go. We got a rowan sapling. Now, this is one of the first things we need, and this is the only way to get it as of this version of the mod. So we need to let this tree grow so we can get more of these. Once this grows up, we should probably put it in a more clear area. Look, we got one of these Farlanders guys over here. Like a hobo Enderman. But yeah, let's put this rowan sapling in a place where it will actually grow. And it's probably okay here, but make sure, shall we? Maybe over here with the rest of my tree farms. I need to get rid of the rest of these willow trees. That's probably an okay spot for it. And we need to let this clear out. Maybe we can get a couple more over here. And while I do that, I want to get back to the updating thing. Like I said, make sure you back up your world. Because it does update the Ars Magica, and besides backing up your world, make sure you use up all your skill points, because those will get messed up as well. And blocks like this are going to disappear, and you'll have to replace them. But like these 2 were okay for me, and the inscription table, and the Oculus. And the other thing is what we need to take care of is this infinity thing here. I've been casting a lot of regeneration spells because that's the only spell I have. And this number is getting really high, and I'm becoming a pacifist, which, you know, a lot of people are like, okay, well, what's the big deal? I don't like killing things. Well, if you become 1.0, get to 1.0 here, I believe, if you hurt anything, including monsters, I believe, but pigs, cows, and probably even creepers, you get the nausea effect from doing so. So that's something I want to avoid. So we're going to make up a fire spell here soon, so I can start casting something besides healing spells. So I doubt any of you are in the position I am with just using healing spells, but just in case, I figured I'd mention that. And I'm going to go ahead and get some more rowan saplings and try and get the 3rd type of sapling as well here. And nice, we turned this into a lily pad. Another I think do we need 4 jungle saplings to grow a jungle tree? Why am I on fire? Oh, the ember moss, I guess. Well, I guess I found a use for this. Good to know. Alright, well, that's hawthorn. There we go, right? We got all 3 of them now. Should probably try and get some more rowan saplings. And once I succeed in that and ready to progress here, I will be back. Alright, so after using some more of that mutandus, we got some Spanish moss here. This is the other important thing we're going to need to get started. And you gotta be careful with this stuff because it's like vines. If you just punch it, it'll break. You need to use shears on it. Then we can pick it up. And like the saplings, once we have one of these, we can make more of it just by planting it. And like vines, Just put it on something, and this will grow eventually, just like a tree, and we can clip it and put it somewhere else and have it grow some more. And I got a few saplings from cutting down one of the rowan trees that grow. And I don't know if this is going to be enough to get us started or not, but let's see if we at least get one fume or whiff of magic, as it may be, from these. There we go. Now, we need this to get to the next, I guess, tech tier. The Witch's Oven is the first thing we need to get started, right? And so the second thing we're going to need eventually is the distillery, and for that we need what you can see here. And I'm gonna have to check, I don't even know if I have any gold left after making those gold blocks, but this is what we need the whiff of magic for, to make this attuned stone. We need a diamond, a lava bucket, and one of those rowan tree fumes. And I prepared by picking up some lava here. So I only have a couple of diamonds here, so this world seems to be fairly diamond poor. I went through almost that whole diamond pick, like I said, and I only found 4 diamonds. Let's go here and here, and we get one of these. And let's see, do we have enough gold left? No, I don't have any gold, so I don't want to take it down off there, so I guess I'm gonna have to do some more mining before we do the distillery. But in the meantime, you know, some of our moss has grown, so let's steal a piece of that. And what we need this for are the poppets. And those are probably what you're meant to get started with in this particular mod. At least I'm just guessing. Like I said, this is new, all new to me, which is why I find it really interesting. I love new stuff. And we got various protection poppets. This tool protection poppet, I believe, guards against your tool breaking. So if you use your favorite diamond pick a little bit too much, you get away from, you're not thinking, and instead of it breaking, if you have one of these attuned to it, it actually will break the poppet instead of the tool, is how I believe that works. This is really for PvP, I believe, because in single player worlds there's probably not much use for this. Same with this. I think you use this, you tag somebody else, and then you can do bad things to other players. This one, I have no idea. This one, poppet protection poppet. Interesting. I think it'll actually protect your other things from harm. I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but I know this is fall protection. This is against drowning, obviously against fire and hunger. So, oh, here's the death protection one. This is an all-encompassing one, I believe. So no matter what happens to you, this will prevent you from dying. So what do we need for this? Well, I did click on the death protection one. But NEI's showing me all of them nonetheless. So we need gold for one of those, a diamond vapor, and a drop of luck. Now these are advanced vapors, which is what we need the distillery for. So before we can get this, we need to get to the Tech 2, the distillery. And imagine that, a diamond vapor requires a diamond. Oil of vitriol, you also make that in a distillery from foul fume. Quick lime and an empty clay jar. Well, we can manufacture slime balls that way too if we want. And quick lime is just wood ash in a crafting grid. So before we can go further with this, I guess I need to do some more mining, and I think I've shown you guys what I wanted to show for the Witchery mod for today. Next time we'll continue on, hopefully, once I have some more gold. I don't want to rip my Nexus down because this thing is actually producing quite a bit more power now. And I don't know why that sword is in there. My pick should be in there. And so before we wrap up here, I want to go ahead and show you what the update to Ars Magica did to the world here. So you can actually see over here, if you look up there in the right, top right on the map, it looks like it's stone over here, at least via the map writer map, but if we go over here, we see it's actually grass. And that was the first thing I noticed. I didn't think too much of it. I thought maybe it was just an error. The map, I tried to reload the map, but then when I started looking for the desert, I headed over here. Wow, a lot of hobo endermen out today. What are you too? And this is just a chunk error. This isn't what I'm looking for. And well, let me. Normally we don't do this in a survival series, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch into creative mode just so I can show you guys what I want to show you. And once I get there, I'll be right back. Alright, so this is it here. It looks like when Ars Magica 2, don't have proof that it is, but it said in the update notes that it could corrupt the world. So you can see here how the world just seems like it got sawed. Like there's entire chunks just not there, and it's been replaced by ocean. And this obviously is not normal terrain generation. And if we keep following this, you can see again up on the map how it looks like it says it's stone, but it's not. So just be aware. Back up your world if you do update, because this isn't going to prevent me from keep playing on this world, because it seems like it's just the edges of the world that I had explored before I updated, because when I generate new terrain it seems to be okay. It's not messed up like that. So but you may want to definitely back up your world before you update, just so you don't end up with crazy funkiness like that. So with that, I think we're going to call this a wrap for this episode. Next time, once I have enough gold, we're going to move on with the distillery, and maybe we can start making our poppets at least. The death protection's really the only one I'm really that interested in, but I guess we can go make the earth one, just in case we fall off of something like one of these cliffs from the corrupted edge of the world here. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Let me know what you think, what else you might want to see, and until next time,